Welcome to our exploration of one of the most profound teachings of Buddhism. Transform your life with the Four Noble Truths. Let's dive into each of these truths and see how they can be applied in our lives today. The first of the Four Noble Truths, the truth of suffering, is a foundational aspect of Buddha's teachings. It's a recognition that suffering, in various forms, is an intrinsic part of the human experience. This concept, known as dukkha in Buddhism, doesn't imply that life is only suffering. Rather, it suggests that suffering is an unavoidable reality that we must understand and confront. Dukkha encompasses more than just obvious pain and misery. It includes the subtle, pervasive dissatisfaction that arises from our impermanent and ever-changing world. For example, even joyful experiences can lead to suffering when they end or fail to meet our expectations. The happiness we feel on a special occasion, like a birthday or a holiday, eventually fades, leaving us longing for more. Similarly, our pursuit of success and recognition, while rewarding, can also lead to stress, anxiety, and a never-ending chase for more achievements. In contemporary life, the truth of suffering is evident in numerous ways. The pursuit of material wealth and social status, though often seen as paths to happiness, can lead to a sense of emptiness and discontent. Our digital age, with its constant connectivity and social media, can exacerbate feelings of inadequacy and isolation. The desire to present a perfect image to the world can lead to a disconnect between our real lives and the ones we portray online, causing anxiety and dissatisfaction. The universality of suffering is a key aspect of this truth. Everyone, regardless of background, experiences pain and hardship. This shared aspect of the human condition can foster a sense of empathy and connection with others. Recognizing that others also face difficulties can help us respond with more understanding and kindness, both to ourselves and to those around us. Understanding that suffering is a part of life doesn't mean resigning ourselves to misery. Instead, it's about developing a realistic and balanced view of life. It involves embracing both the joys and sorrows, understanding that both are transient. This perspective can lead to a more grounded and stable approach to life's ups and downs. For example, when we face challenges like a failed project or a personal setback, this understanding can help us respond with resilience and a sense of perspective, rather than being overwhelmed. An awareness of the impermanent nature of happiness and suffering can also enhance our appreciation of life's positive experiences. By understanding that good times are fleeting, we learn to be more present and to savor these moments. This can lead to a deeper and more genuine sense of joy and contentment. Interestingly, suffering can also be a catalyst for personal growth and development. Challenges and hardships often push us to develop new skills, find inner strength, and gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world. Many people find that their most difficult experiences lead to significant personal transformations. In summary, the first noble truth invites us to look squarely at the realities of life, acknowledging that suffering is an integral part of our existence. This acknowledgement is not a message of despair, but a starting point for developing a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. It encourages us to find a balance, to cultivate resilience, and to connect more authentically with others. Next, we will explore how the subsequent noble truths build upon this foundation, offering a pathway to overcoming suffering and finding lasting peace and happiness. The second noble truth delves into the cause of suffering, which Buddha identifies as desire, attachment, and ignorance. This concept, known in Buddhism as tanha, is often misunderstood. It's not that desire in itself is bad. Rather, it's how we become attached to our desires, and the way this attachment leads to suffering. Desire is a natural part of being human. We desire food when we're hungry, companionship when we're lonely, and rest when we're tired. Problems arise when our desires become cravings or obsessions. For instance, wanting a good grade is normal, but obsessing over it can lead to anxiety and disappointment. Attachment is clinging to things, people, or ideas, even when they cause us pain. It's like holding on to a hot coal. The longer we hold it, the more it burns us. In modern life, attachment can manifest in many forms: addiction to technology, obsession with social status, or clinging to unhealthy relationships. These attachments can lead us into cycles of temporary satisfaction, followed by more longing and dissatisfaction. Ignorance, in the context of the Four Noble Truths, refers to a lack of understanding of the true nature of reality. It's not simply a lack of knowledge, but a misunderstanding of how things truly are. For example, believing that material possessions will lead to lasting happiness is a form of ignorance. This misperception leads us to chase after things that don't provide lasting fulfillment. Much of our suffering is conditioned by society, culture, and our upbringing. We are often taught to measure success in terms of wealth, status, and accomplishments. This conditioning can shape our desires and attachments, leading us to pursue goals that may not genuinely align with our well-being or values. In the digital age, the proliferation of social media has created new forms of desire and attachment. The endless stream of images and stories can lead to a constant desire for a better life, better appearance, or more exciting experiences, often leading to feelings of inadequacy and discontent. Our attachments in personal relationships can also be a source of suffering. While love and connection are natural and important, excessive attachment, such as dependency or possessiveness, can lead to pain and conflict. Healthy relationships are based on mutual respect and understanding, not on clinging or control. A significant aspect of suffering arises from our desire for permanence in an impermanent world. We desire stability and certainty in aspects of life that are inherently changeable. This can lead to suffering when changes inevitably occur in relationships, in our careers, and in our personal lives. Buddha taught that mindfulness can help us understand and manage our desires. By being mindful, we can observe our desires without automatically acting on them. We can examine the roots of our desires and determine whether they are beneficial or harmful. Understanding the root of our suffering, our desires and attachments, is the first step towards overcoming them. This understanding doesn't require us to abandon all desires, but to approach them with wisdom and mindfulness. By doing so, we can find a balance where our desires do not control us, leading to a more peaceful and contented life. Next, we will explore the cessation of suffering and how, through understanding and managing our desires and attachments, we can find true peace and happiness. The third noble truth in Buddhism addresses the cessation of suffering. This concept, known as nirodha, suggests that it is possible to end suffering by managing and eventually overcoming desire and attachment. This cessation is not about suppressing emotions or desires, but understanding and transcending them. Nirodha implies that by recognizing the impermanent nature of our experiences and detaching from the cycle of desire and dissatisfaction, we can achieve a state of inner peace. This peace is not a fleeting emotion, but a stable state of being, akin to the calm after a storm. Detachment in Buddhism does not mean apathy or indifference. It's about experiencing life fully, without being enslaved by our cravings and aversions. It's the ability to enjoy a beautiful sunset, for example, without the need to capture it on camera or share it on social media for validation. It's about living in the moment. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in achieving the cessation of suffering. By being fully present and aware, we can observe our thoughts and emotions without getting entangled in them. This awareness allows us to see the transient nature of our experiences, reducing our attachment to them. Ignorance, in the context of the Four Noble Truths, is a lack of understanding of the true nature of reality. Overcoming ignorance involves gaining insight into the impermanent and unsatisfactory nature of all phenomena. This understanding liberates us from the unrealistic expectations and misconceptions that often lead to suffering. In our fast-paced, consumer-driven world, the cessation of suffering seems more relevant than ever. The constant bombardment of advertising and social media feeds into our desires and attachments, often leading to a sense of unfulfillment. Understanding Nirodha can help us navigate this landscape with a sense of clarity and purpose. Practically speaking, working towards the cessation of suffering involves regular practices such as meditation, reflection, and conscious living. These practices help cultivate a mindset that is less reactive and more reflective, enabling us to respond to life's challenges with equanimity. Consider the story of a person who overcame a difficult addiction. Through mindfulness and understanding the nature of their cravings, they were able to detach from their desire and find freedom. Or think of someone who found peace after a traumatic event by accepting their experience and releasing their attachment to pain and anger. The cessation of suffering is not an abstract concept, but a practical reality achievable through mindful living and understanding. By recognizing the impermanent nature of our desires and experiences, and by cultivating detachment and awareness, we can move towards a state of peace and contentment. Finally, we will explore the path laid out by Buddha to end suffering, known as the Eightfold Path, which provides practical guidelines for living a life that leads to the cessation of suffering. The fourth noble truth in Buddhism presents the Eightfold Path, a comprehensive guideline for ethical and mental development to end suffering. This path provides practical steps to cultivate a life that leads to enlightenment and liberation from suffering. The Eightfold Path is often depicted as a wheel with 8 spokes, each representing a specific practice or approach to life. These practices are not linear steps, but interdependent principles that work in harmony. They can be categorized into 3 core elements: wisdom, prajna, ethical conduct, sila, and mental discipline, samadhi. Number 1. Right understanding, samadhi. This step involves developing a deep understanding of the 4 noble truths. It's about seeing life as it truly is, not as we wish it to be. Right understanding allows us to comprehend the impermanent and unsatisfactory nature of worldly phenomena, leading to a realistic and enlightened view of the world. Number 2. Right intention, samma sankappa. Intention is the motivational aspect of our thoughts and actions. Right intention means cultivating thoughts of renunciation, goodwill, and harmlessness. It's about choosing to act out of compassion, kindness, and empathy, rather than from desire, ill will, or cruelty. Number 3. Right speech, samma vaka. This aspect emphasizes speaking truthfully, kindly, and constructively. It involves avoiding lying, divisive speech, harsh words, and idle chatter. Right speech is about using our words to promote understanding and harmony. Number 4. Right action, samma kammanta. Right action refers to conducting oneself in ways that are ethical and wholesome. It involves refraining from harming living beings, stealing, and engaging in sexual misconduct. It's about making choices that are in harmony with our highest values. Number 5. Right livelihood, samma ajiva. This principle involves earning a living in a way that is ethical and does not cause harm to others. Right livelihood means choosing professions that contribute positively to society and refraining from jobs that cause suffering or exploitation. Number 6. Right effort, samma vayama. Right effort is about cultivating positive states of mind and preventing negative states. It involves actively working to develop wholesome qualities and to overcome unwholesome ones. This includes practices like meditation, mindfulness, and self-reflection. Number 7. Right mindfulness, samma sati. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware of our thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and environment. It's about observing our experiences without attachment or judgment. Right mindfulness helps us cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. And finally, number 8. Right concentration, samma samadhi. The final step of the Eightfold Path is about developing deep concentration, often through meditation practices. Right concentration involves focusing the mind in a way that leads to states of deep peace and insight. Practicing the Eightfold Path is not limited to meditation or religious rituals. It's about applying these principles in our everyday interactions and decisions. For instance, choosing words that build others up rather than tear them down, right speech, or making career choices that align with our values, right livelihood. We will explore each of the Eightfold Paths fully in another video. In conclusion, the Eightfold Path is a holistic approach to ending suffering. It's not a quick fix, but a lifelong journey of growth and self-improvement. By following this path, we can cultivate a life of wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline, leading us towards freedom from suffering and ultimate enlightenment. As we conclude our journey through the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, It's important to remember that Buddha's teachings offer more than philosophical insights. They provide practical guidance for living a life free from suffering. These teachings encourage us to look within, understand the nature of our desires, and cultivate a path of mindfulness, ethical conduct, and wisdom. The Eightfold Path is not just a spiritual guide, but a way of life that can lead to profound personal transformation. By embracing these principles, we can navigate life's challenges with a clearer perspective and a deeper sense of peace. The path to ending suffering is a journey of continuous growth and learning, and each step on this path brings us closer to true happiness and enlightenment. We hope this exploration of Buddha's teachings has been enlightening and inspiring for you. If you found value in these lessons, please share this video with friends, family, or anyone who might benefit from Buddha's timeless wisdom. Your support helps spread these valuable teachings and can make a meaningful difference in someone's life. Thank you for joining us on Sage Storytime. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. We regularly explore various philosophical and spiritual teachings that can enrich your life. Remember, the journey to understanding and peace is a path worth walking, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Farewell, and may your journey through life be filled with wisdom, compassion, and happiness. Until next time, keep seeking, keep learning, and keep growing.